Hey y'all, I am cooking supper and I really didn't have anything planned. I've had some errands I've been running around doing today. So I opened the freezer and I don't know about y'all, but I always have pieces of bags of everything. My grandchildren love these little meatballs and I do make homemade meatballs sometimes, so y'all don't come at me for not making them homemade. But these are really good and they're just home style meatballs. But I had 2 packs of them, both of them not full, and then I had some hash brown potatoes. So what I'm making is meatball pie, and I am using those hash brown potatoes on the bottom. Now the recipe I share with you will just say hash brown potatoes, but I get the ones with peppers and onions just for a little more flavor. So easy step. The next thing, I like to add carrots and peas, but this is a recipe I've had, gosh, probably since I got married, and I'm not even sure where I got it from, but it originally just had peas, frozen peas, 3/4 cup. And you know I'm going to be sharing the recipe in the comments, so you don't have to worry about writing it down. But I like a little bit of carrots and peas, so I put that in. You can leave them out all together if you want to. Next is these meatballs, and I just put what was left in that bag. I didn't even count them in here, and you cook them in the microwave. Now I love these. My grandchildren like me to put pizza sauce on them or everything but pizza seasoning, and then they will eat them too. But I do cut my meatballs in half. Let me tilt this down so y'all can see what I'm doing, get you a little closer. Because I just don't like picking up a big old chunk of meatball when I'm slicing or eating this pie. So I'm just cutting those in half. Normally it's about 10 or 12 meatballs, but I think I've got a little bit more than that this time. But that's okay. I wanted to use up that bag. And this is so easy to make, but it's so delicious. Okay, so the next thing it calls for is just cheese and our topping, and I'll show you the topping in a minute. But my husband loves anything with my homemade Alfredo sauce. So he won't turn his nose up at this if I tell him it's got my homemade Alfredo sauce. And I use our garlic Parmesan seasoning, and I will share that recipe for my sauce with you. So I've got that done, and I'm going to add, and just have my sauce whisk. Let me just stir it back up. I just took it off the burner a little bit ago, but it's good and thick, which is what I want. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this. I can't pour a whole lot because I've got my other topping to put on. Making a mess. So I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to pour it all. I'd rather skimp on my topping than skimp on this Alfredo sauce because it is delicious. And I do think it's just going to sink down in there just fine. So let me put this in the sink. Go ahead and get that hot pan out of my way. This smells so good. So now you can see how easy this is, and if you got some stuff in the freezer that you need to clean out or some veggies in the refrigerator that need using, toss them in this bad boy. Go ahead and use them up. All right. So really the original recipe I had did not call for this sauce, but I found just a few times after making it, it needed some flavor. I don't know whose recipe it was or where it came from, but it needed a little help. Okay, so now I'm going to put some cheddar cheese on top of this. And I've got 1 cup of shredded cheese here. Sometimes when you don't have dinner planned, the best recipes come out of it. So I'm excited because I do like this. It is really delicious. Okay, I've got my oven preheating. Now the next step is the topping. So the topping is going to be, and I've got that ready here also. I've got it mixed in our little kids baking set bowl. I love this. It comes in the cupcake set, actually. It's not a kid's set, but it's yellow now. I had this one for a long time, and they used to have it in this color. And I don't show this much, but isn't that genius, y'all? That's a utensil clip. So you can put that on the side of your dishes when you're serving or you're baking, and it holds your utensil for you. So in here, I have got 2 eggs, a cup of Bisquick and a cup of milk. And the recipe I'm going to share with you is going to tell you to use, I can't remember, more Bisquick, I think, than milk. But I like mine equal parts, half milk and half Bisquick. So I will share the recipe, the original recipe that I had, and then I'll share at the bottom of that recipe, I've typed up my modifications. So all I have to do now is just pour this on top. And then pop this baby in the oven. Get all of that out. You know, these mixing scrapers aren't going to leave anything behind. Yeah, I got this baby full. But that's okay. This is our stone pie plate, and I love, love, love these. I've got 3 of them. This is the older color and the gray. Let me slide this back carefully. They come now in that pretty cream color, but I love doing casseroles. Mine see more casseroles than they do pies, but I love doing casseroles in them, and they're just pretty. But if you are making pies, they got that scalloped edge, and it just gives your crust such a pretty shape. Okay, so that's it. How easy was that? I'm going to put it in the oven. I've got it preheating at 375. She's ready to go. And I'm going to pop this in there for about 30 minutes. And I'll come back on and show you what it looks like. For some reason I don't get it able to come back on, I will definitely put pictures at the end for you. But I should be able to come back on. So y'all stay tuned. Thanks. Okay. I know I say it all the time, but I really, really do wish you could smell this meatball pie. It almost bubbled over. Can y'all see some of that around the edges? But it didn't. This is a very deep pie dish, and I am thankful that it is. Let me tilt that down so maybe you can see better. You can see right there where it almost wanted to bubble over. But I have let it sit for about 5 minutes. This pan's still hot, and I'm going to try to slice a piece. It needs to kind of sit to come together. So I'm going to use the nylon knife. You can use metal utensils on stoneware, but I don't like to. If you go too deep, it can scratch the inside of the stone. It would not scratch the enamel coating, but the inside is just plain stone like the bottom of that. I'm scared to tip it too much. So I'm going to use the nylon knife, which is safe for children or any type of cookware. I'm just going to come right down the middle and get me a big old piece. I can see that Alfredo sauce. Let's see if I can get under it. You'll see that? That look delicious. It's nice and steamy. I want to bite it so bad. Oh, let me get my fork and slide it off of that spatula. Okay. So now, I made a mess, but you can see all of it's coming out. I'm going to taste. It has the best flavor. And that crust is nice and crispy. I don't know if y'all can hear that crust. See the back of that crust? There we go. So I am super excited, and again, it's just a way to clean out that fridge and get you a good recipe in the process. So thank you so much for watching. I'll turn this so y'all can see the inside now, how clean that pan comes out. You can see all that goodness in there, and that Alfredo sauce is just dripped down in there. It's delicious. All right, so again, I'll share the recipe in the comments for you. And at the bottom of the original recipe that I've had for many years, I have added my modifications to it. So you can do it either way you want to, or add your own little touch. But thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.